Students, let's start today's topic based on laws of motion. So here we are going to cover out few topics which are important in this. So here the first question is related to average speed. So here we are going to cover out few topics like average speed, acceleration based questions, and few questions of distance time graph. So the first question which I'm going to start out is average speed 1. So in this first question is given, a car travels the first half of journey at 40 km per hour and second half at 60 km per hour. So here journey is started where the first half is at the speed of 40 km per hour, whereas the second half is at 60 km per hour. So this how we are going to start out. First of all, what is average speed? The formula of average speed, it's total distance on total time. Now here, average speed, it's total distance upon total time. When you come across the question, here distance is not given. For any question to solve properly, first of all, have the habit of reading it twice. Unless you read it properly, you will not be able to get clear with the concept. Here it is given, a car travels the first half of journey at 40 km per hour. So if we consider, let the distance be x kilometer. So let this be the distance which the car has to cover. Now it is given like it will cover half of the journey. Half of x is x by 2. And the same way, further it's given next half. Next half of the journey will also x by 2. Here it is given, it covers its half journey with the speed of 40 km. So this first speed is 40 km per hour, whereas the second speed is given 60 km per hour. Now time is not given. When we solve question related to average speed, we need to get what is total distance and what is total time. So here we know that distance is x, we need to find out time. So this we can done by, whenever this average type of questions will get, you can start out with the distance time unitary method. So here start out with distance and time. Distance 40 km is covered in 1 hour as the speed is given 40 km per hour. We need to find like x by 2 distance is covered in how much time. So we'll have cross multiplication of that. X by 2 multiply by 1. So this will multiply divided by 40. Thus it is x upon 80 r. As we were calculating time, so it will cover x by 2 distance in x by 80 r. Now let's find out the next half. Again d and t. The second half, it travels with 60 km per hour. So 60 km in 1 hour. Now the distance x by 2 is covered in how much time? So again we'll have cross multiplication. So it's x by 2 multiplied by 1 divided by 60. Thus the answer is x upon 120 r. Now we got time. We have distance also. So let's calculate average speed. So here average speed, total distance upon total time. So here distance, total distance is x kilometer. You need not to worry about x by 2, x by 2. So here when we add half of the journey to half of the journey, it will make one complete. So thus total distance is x, whereas the total time taken is x upon 80 plus x upon 120. So thus it is x by 80 plus x by 120. Now next get LCM. So here 83s are 240 and the same way 120 2s are. So now we can have like as this denominator is in division, so it will get reciprocal. 3x plus 2x is 5x whole divided by 240. So that will get reciprocal. 240 will shift to numerator. Now complete the calculation. So x got cancelled. We can cancel out 5 and 240. So if we divide 240 with 5, 5 fours are 20, 5 eights are 40. So ultimately we got answer as 48. So the final answer is 48 kilometer per hour. This is one of the question which is very important, very often asked in this chapter. Like they'll ask to find out what is average speed. To calculate average speed, we need total distance along with total time. So here the total distance is given x, and then two halves are given. So we did it like x by 2 and x by 2. And finally time was not given there. So we calculated time. And then finally average velocity is calculated by making total distance upon total time. So that we got the final answer as 48 kilometer per hour. This is what we completed first question. Let's move with the second question. Here in the second question, it is given a train covers 120 kilometer at 20 kilometer per hour, and then covers the remaining 180 kilometer at 45 kilometer per hour. Find the average speed. Again here, train covers 120 kilometer at 20 kilometer per hour. Time is not given. So again we are going to find out this by unitary method. So first distance, time. 20 kilometer is speed. It covers 20 kilometer in 1 hour. 120 kilometer is covered in how much time? So we'll have cross multiplication. 120 multiplied by 1 divided by 20. So thus it will take 6 hours to cover 120 kilometer. Now let's find out the distance 2. This is distance 1, time 1, distance 2, time 2. Second half, it travels with 45 kilometer per hour. So 45 kilometer, it covers in 1 hour. Thus, 180 kilometer, it will travel in how much time? Two of the distances are given, two different speeds are given. Based on the given speed, we are going to calculate distance and time. So here 180 multiplied by 1 divided by 45. Now 9 5s are 45, 9 2s are 18, 0, 5 4s are 20. Thus we got 4 hours. We got the time, one is 6 hours, other is 4 hours. We need to find out average speed. Average speed is total distance on total time. So here total distance is 120 kilometer, it covered in first half, and in the second half 180 kilometer. So we are going to add that. Thus it is 120 plus 180 whole divided by 6 plus 4. So total is 300 divided by 10. So zeros got cancelled. Average speed is 30 kilometer per hour. So this is what we got average speed. Now the next question. It's given a vehicle drives at 45 kilometer per hour for 5 hours and then slow down to 40 kilometer per hour for the next 2 hours. Calculate average speed. So here you can see that they have given the speed and they have given the time, but distance is not given. In average speed we need distance. Vehicle drives 45 kilometer per hour for 5 hours. Distance is not given. So here D1, T1. So it is covering 45 kilometer in 1 hour. Now in 5 hours, how much distance is covered? So let's have cross multiplication. 45 multiplied by 5 whole divided by 1. Thus the answer is 225 kilometer. This we got first distance. Now coming to the second half, D2, T2. Second distance, it travels with 40 kilometer per hour for next 2 hours. So 45 kilometer, it covers in 1 hour. Now in 2 hours, how much distance it will travel? So there's again cross multiplication. So 45 twos are 90. Thus it will cover 90 kilometer in next 2 hours. Now we need to find out what is the average speed. So here average speed, it's total distance on total time. Now total distance we got first as 225, second distance as 90, whereas the total time is 5 plus 2. Thus the total distance is 5 plus 0, 5, then 9 plus 2, 11, 315 divided by 12. 5 plus 7, okay, here it is 2 hours. So this will be 2 plus 315 divided by 7. 7 fours are 28. 7 fives are 35. So we got average speed as 45 kilometer per hour. So this is what we completed with average speed. This is the third question. Now let's try for one more question. Next question, it is given a car travels 100 kilometer at an average speed of 50 kilometer per hour. It completes first 30 kilometer at 30 kilometer per hour. What speed must it maintain for the remaining 70 kilometers? So here they are asking about the speed. So first is given a car travel 100 kilometer at an average speed of 50 kilometer per hour. Time is not given. So let's find time first. So here T1 is distance upon speed 1. So here distance is 100 kilometer. It travels with the speed of 50 kilometer. So 100 we are going to divide by 50. So time 2 hours. For the first half of the journey it took 2 hours. It completes the first 30 kilometer at 30 kilometer per hour. So this is average speed is given. Okay, here we need not to find time actually. So once again, let's go through with the question. A car travels 100 kilometer. So here total distance is 100 kilometer. Distance being divided into two parts. So here the first half, it covers 30 kilometer. So 100 minus 30, the remaining half will be 70 kilometer. So first half, it travels with 30 kilometer per hour speed, and second speed is not given. This we need to calculate. So let's move with, so here again D1, T1, it travels 30 kilometer with in 1 hour. So 30 kilometer is traveled in how much time? We'll have cross multiplication. 30 multiplied by 1 divided by 30. Thus the time taken is 1 hour. Now for the second half, we know distance but time is unknown to us. So here D1, T1. So here 70 kilometer, how much time it will take? To cover 70 kilometer, what is the time taken? So let will consider this to be x hours. Now average speed formula, it's total distance upon total time. Average speed of the journey is given 50 kilometer. So this will take 50. Total distance, it's 100. Now total time, for first half of the journey, it took 1 hour. Second half, we don't know. So we consider this to be x hours. Now we can have cancellation. 51s are, 52s are 100. Then cross multiplication. 1 multiplied by 1 is 1 plus x is equal to 2. So this we had cross multiplication. This x is 2 minus 1. So it's 1 hour. Now when certain distance is covered in 1 hour, this is nothing but speed. We need to find out what is the speed for the second half. Therefore, speed 2 is 70 kilometer per hour. as it need to cover 70 kilometer in 1 hour. When certain distance is covered in 1 hour, we call it as speed. So we can conclude that it has to travel with speed of 70 kilometer. So the speed is 70 kilometer. Now let's move with the next question here. Next question is given. This based on average velocity. Okay, there is a difference between average speed and average velocity. When we'll be finding average speed is total distance upon total time. But for the case of average velocity, we need to find total displacement. When total displacement is divided by total time, we come across average velocity. So here, a car starts with an initial velocity of 30 meter per second and reaches a final velocity 80 meter per second. We need to find average velocity. So here, two different velocities are there. For average velocity, we have two different formulas. So first one is total displacement upon total time, or we can have u plus v divided by 2. If suppose it's total distance, displacement, all those are not given. If displacement is not given, for general, average velocity formula is total displacement upon total time. If displacement is not given, we are going to find it out by using the formula u plus v divided by 2. So here u is initial speed. Its starting speed is 30. So we'll take it as 30 and v is 80. So let it be 80 divided by 2. Thus the final answer is 110 divided by 2. Its average velocity is 55 km per hour. Now let's move with the next question. A person walks 10 km east in 2 hours. Okay, is it clear those who are attending? Is it clear? Are you able to understand? Okay, here it is given. A person walks 10 km east in 2 hours and then 2.5 km west in 1 hour. So yeah, going towards east 10 km in 2 hours and going towards west means in the reverse direction 2.5 km for 1 hour. So now this is based on displacement. So how the displacement can be calculated here? Person started from point A, reached to B, that is 10 km, and returned 2.5 km. So displacement is the shortest distance between initial and final position. So here the initial position starting one is A, where the final position is this. So displacement is difference of 10 and 2.5. Thus the displacement is 10 minus 2.5, which is 7.5 kilometer. As I told, two formulas are there to find out displacement. One is total distance upon total time and the second one is v plus u divided by 2. If suppose displacement is not given, you can add out initial and final velocity and it can be divided by 2. So here the displacement is average velocity formula, displacement upon total time. So displacement we got here 7.5. Total time for the first half it took 2 hours and while returning it took 1 hour. So total time is 2 plus 1, 3 hours. So here we'll divide it by 3. 3 2s are 6, 3 5s are 15. So we got answer as 2.5. Therefore, average velocity it's 2.5 kilometer per hour. Now let's start next question. That's based on acceleration. So this we covered average speed and average velocity. Now the next topic of laws of motion is acceleration. So here it is given a cart rolling down an inclined plane for 5 seconds has an acceleration of 4 meter per second square. If the cart has beginning speed, so your acceleration is 4 meter per second square. If its beginning speed is nothing but initial speed. Its initial speed is 2 meter per second. What is its final speed? So let's have the symbolic representation. Here initial speed u is given 2 meter per second. Final we need to find out. So v is question mark. Acceleration is given 4 meter per second square. Time is given 5 seconds. We need to find v. So here these four terms are interrelated with Newton's first law of motion, where equation is v is u plus at. So the first equation of motion is v is equal to u plus at. Here u is 2, acceleration is 4, time is 5. So this kind of questions are quite easy. Simply by the equation you can find it out. 2, 4 5s are 20. Thus the final answer is 22 meter per second. As we are calculating velocity, so unit is meter per second. Now here the next question. Calculate the acceleration of Josh riding his bicycle in a straight line. What speed that speed up from 4 meter to 6 meter. So when you come across like two different velocities, the first one where he's starting is nothing but initial speed, and the last one, the next one is the final speed. Time is given here 5 seconds. We need to find out what is acceleration. So prior to the question, always have the habit of reading the question twice, then put out all the symbolic representation, then which kind of formula to be used will come to your mind automatically. So here u is 4 meter per second, v is given 6 meter per second, time is 5 seconds. We need to find out acceleration. So it's quite easy. It's v minus u by t. Here v is 6, u is 4, time is 5. 6 minus 4 is 2, t divided by 5 is 0.4 meter per second square. And one more important thing, like whenever you will start out with the numerical part, always concentrate on the SI units also. They are also very important. Along with the solution, units are also very important. Now let's move with the next question. So here in the next question it is given, how much time will a train take to cover 210 kilometer at 7 kilometer per hour? So again here distance is given 210 kilometer, distance 210 kilometer, then speed is given 7 kilometer per hour. We need to find time. Time is distance upon speed. Distance 210, speed is 7. 7 3s are 21. Thus the time is 30 hour. So here as it was given kilometer per hour, so time we will get in hours. Now the next question. So here a body of mass 2 kg is sliding with a constant velocity of 4 meter per second on a frictionless horizontal table. Find the force required to keep the body moving with the same velocity. So here it's given body's mass 2 kg sliding with constant velocity. There is no change in velocity. Whenever velocity is constant, if there is no change in the velocity, we can consider acceleration as 0. So here velocity is given constant. So acceleration will be 0. We need to find force. So if you recall back, force formula is mass into acceleration. This is as per Newton's second law. Force is mass multiplied by acceleration. Here Mass is given 2, acceleration we got 0. So something multiplied by 0 is 0. Thus the force is 0. So this we got first question to be done. Now the next question, here it is given, if a force of 15 Newton acts upon a mass of 2 kg, 15 Newton force is given. So F is 15 Newton, mass is given 2 kg. On a smooth horizontal surface, what velocity does it generate in 8 seconds? We need to find V in 8 seconds. Time is given 8 seconds. So what velocity it will get means initially it is at rest. So U is 0. Here we have force and mass. So whenever force and mass is given, this will indicate that Newton's second law, that is second law is to be used here. So here F is equal to ma. Now here force is given 15, mass is given 2. We need to find out acceleration. Thus acceleration is 15 by 2. So acceleration 7.5 meter per second square. We need to find out what is final velocity. So final velocity formula, V is u plus at. So there are 3 equations of motion, and Newton's laws of motion, they are also different. Like 3 laws of motions are there, 3 equations of motions are there. So in this chapter we are having the interconnection of both. Now we need to calculate. U is 0, acceleration we got 15 upon 2, and time is given 8. Have the cancellation, 15 fours are 60. So final velocity is 60 km per hour. Okay, here the velocity, acceleration is given in meter per second. So velocity will be in meter per second. So depending on the units, how they are given in the earlier session in the question, complete out with the rest of the units. So therefore, final velocity is 60 meter per second. Now the next question, a ship of mass 3 multiplied by 10 raised to 7 kg initially at rest. So again it is initially at rest. Means its starting velocity is 0. So U is 0, pulled by a force is given 5 multiplied by 10 raised to 4 Newton. Next, through a distance of 3 meter, distance is given 3 meter, mass is given 3 multiplied by 10 raised to 7 kg. So here, whenever force and mass will be there, the point must come to your mind like you need to use force formula. So here force is ma, mass is 3 multiplied by 10 raised to 7. To find a, mass will be divided by force. 5 multiplied by 10 raised to 4. So mass got divided by acceleration, force. Now these two numbers will get subtracted. 7 minus 4 is 3. 3 by 5 multiplied by 10 raised to 3 meter per second square, unit of acceleration. Now the next is given. Distance is given. We need to find final speed. So V has to be calculated. We have another equation of motion, that is V square minus U square upon 2A is S. So here we'll have the cross multiplication to find V square. It's 2AS because object is initially at rest. So if you make it 0, V square will be 2AS. Have the cross multiplication, 2AS, this is 0. So V square is 2AS. 2, acceleration we got as 3 upon 5 multiplied by 10 raised to 3. Distance is given 3. So it covers 3 meter. So distance is 3. Now we'll have the multiplication, we'll complete our calculation. We need to find out v square. So 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 10, we can split as 10 into 100 multiplied by 3 whole divided by 5 to have the calculation. So 2 5s are 5 2s are 10. So here 2 times 2 is there, 2 times 3 is there, and 100 is there. So we will be getting square root. So whatever the terms are twice, remove them out of root. So it's 2 3s are 6, and for 100 it will be 10. So velocity is 60 meter per second. So this is your final answer. I hope like those who are attending, they are getting it. There is no response. I'm totally unaware whether you are able to get the solutions or not. So the further question, a body of mass 2 kg, which is on a constant force, is applied, travels 1 meter in first second and 3 meter in the next second. Find the magnitude of the force. So these kind of questions are nth second type of questions. So these need again a different explanation. So this we covered like what are the simple basic questions of this chapter. Coming to the simple questions, like they can ask about force, acceleration, distance, time, displacement. So those kind of questions are the important one. So whatever questions are explained to you, once you go through with that, I feel like this video will be useful for you to have a quick revision where you can understand about average speed, average velocity, and acceleration based questions. Okay, thank you for watching. In the next session, we'll have the different kind of further solutions.